success of these Superman cartoons gives DC the idea of a Man of Steel radio show. Radio, of course, at this point in time, is the most popular medium of its era. This is the original World Wide Web that featured live drama, musical shows, comedy programs, news, and national networks that reached virtually every home in the country. The Adventures of Superman, the radio show, runs for nearly 10 years, from 1942 to 1951, on the Mutual Radio Network, and only closes up shop when the radio show decides to move to the new medium of television. Now, each episode of the Superman radio program would begin the same way, with narrator Jackson Beck reciting the memorable and catchy opening from the Fleischer Brothers cartoons, faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound, look up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's Superman. This comes from the Fleischer Brothers, and narrator Jackson Beck used it for the radio show. Now, of course, this narration was backed up by amazing sound effects of gunshots, a steam engine, and whistling winds. The Man of Steel achieves his finest hours with these classic radio dramatizations. Superman in the radio show, for most of the radio show, was played by Bud Collyer, who would drop his voice an octave, just like the cartoon, when he became Clark Kent, and shout up, up, and away anytime he took flight. The character of Cub reporter Jimmy Olsen was actually created for the Superman radio show, and proved so popular that DC decided to adopt him, and he gets his own comic book in 1954. Batman and Robin would make frequent guest appearances on the Superman radio show, and the three-way team-up programs were very popular with radio audiences. Now, Kryptonite is also another memorable innovation of the radio program. The green glowing fragments of Superman's home planet, Krypton, that had the power to zap all of the Man of Steel's strength. This comes directly from the Superman radio programs. It was never used in the comics until the radio show brings it into being. Now, the mastermind behind the Superman radio programs was Robert Maxwell. Maxwell was a DC employee who decides to return Superman to his do-gooder reformer roots. And the radio program would sometimes tackle such subjects as racial and religious prejudice. Now, the main villains on the Adventures of Superman radio show were the Scarlet Widow, who steals kryptonite from the Metropolis Museum and sells the fragments to other bad guys, and the Atom Man. The Atom Man is a creation of a mad Nazi scientist who injects a soldier with kryptonite and creates a type of atomic monster whose fingers emit flashes of dangerous green lightning. This green lightning can be lethal to Superman. Now, the overwhelming success of the Superman cartoons and the Adventures of Superman